Everyone is upset about tariffs. Why? Everyone is upset about tariffs. Well, not Donald Trump. But what do tariffs actually do? Tariffs are one of the oldest taxes, much older than the income tax. Instead of taxing income, tariffs tax imported goods. Quick example, your country eats more peaches than it can grow, so you truck peaches in from your neighbor. If your government wants more revenue, it could apply a 5% tariff on those imported peaches. Now, every peach crossing the border costs more. But raising money isn't the only point of tariffs. Both Canada and the United States once relied heavily on tariffs. In the 1800s, politicians fell into two camps. Those who wanted tariffs low and only used to raise needed revenue, and those who wanted tariffs high, which effectively blocked certain kinds of imports. This is called protectionism, using tariffs and other policies to protect local industries. Canada's first Prime Minister introduced the national policy in 1878. It combined high tariffs on foreign manufactured goods with big spending on infrastructure, like the National Railway, to move Canadian goods between the provinces. The national policy helped Canada's early industrial growth, but was controversial. Before the tariff, someone living in Nova Scotia might have been able to buy something more cheaply from Maine than from Montreal, but the new tariff made that impossible. And farmers in the West remained dependent on manufactured goods from Eastern Canada. Tariffs rose and fell over time, but after World War II, the US and Canada started to integrate their economies more closely. In 1965, they removed tariffs on auto parts. Ontario's auto sector boomed. In 1988, Prime Minister Brian Mulroney proposed the Free Trade Agreement between Canada and the United States, which eliminated tariffs on most goods and services. It later expanded to Mexico as NAFTA. Just like the national policy in the 1880s, NAFTA was controversial. The 1988 federal election was almost entirely about free trade. The Liberals and the New Democrats opposed it, arguing that tying Canada's economy to the US could threaten jobs and national sovereignty. But Mulroney's Progressive Conservatives won, and we've had a free trade agreement ever since. It hasn't been without hiccups. Canada blocks American dairy, and the Americans regularly slap tariffs on our softwood lumber. But for decades, Canadian policy has assumed we will have access to American buyers. Until now. This is not to say free trade is perfect, but after decades of it, undoing it would be painful and complicated. At least now you understand how we got here. Thanks for watching this episode of Nerds on Politics. If you have questions about provincial politics, you can find me on Blue Sky. If you've enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe, and click anywhere around me for more helpful explainers. See you next time.